Everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Pamela Sutton-Legault, Sponsorship and Corporate Partnerships Manager at VECI, which is the Victorian Employers Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Today, I'm very pleased to introduce Simon Smith, Vice President of Online Marketing with Servcorp, to provide you with useful tips on how to network effectively online, to create new business opportunities, and enhance your face-to-face networking efforts. If you'd like to know more about Servcorp and their 150 locations around the world, visit servcorp.com.au. As some of you may know, VECI runs regular fast-forward networking events to arm our Victorian professionals with the tools for success. And our next one is on the 22nd of July at 5:30 at VECI HQ, which is 466 Albert Street in the city. The webinar today will share with you how to create a great digital profile that improves your face-to-face networking events. If you have any questions, ask along the way and we'll get to them at the end of the webinar. And if you stay on until the end of the presentation, we'll be announcing the two winners who have won 2 tickets to our hugely popular Fast Forward networking event, which, as I said, is on the 22nd of July. So I'll just pass you over to Simon Smith.
Thank you for your warm introduction, Pamela. Good morning, everybody. Today, I will be talking to you about how you build your online brand and how you can use your online profile to enhance your offline efforts, such as face-to-face networking. I'd like to give people key takeouts that you can start using straight away. So I will also highlight a handful of tools that will help you maintain your online profile. And we'll quickly go through an example of someone who's doing online magnificently, very much to her and her business's advantage. And finally, we've dedicated around 10 minutes at the end to answer some of your questions. There's a chat box on your screen that you can type your questions into throughout the presentation. And feel free to ask questions throughout. You don't need to wait till the end, but I will wait till the end to answer them. So your online brand, why does it matter? Online's become an integral part of our daily lives and how we live. Almost anything and everything can be found on the internet. This makes it extremely important for people like yourselves to have a fantastic online brand. A good brand online will help you to create new opportunities online, will help you to extend your professional networks online, and help you to gain the respect and credibility in your field of expertise in order, in the end, to do business offline with people that you meet, perhaps through online, but the relationships you maintain through both on and offline. So the principle of first impressions extends into the online world. Like it or not, we're judged by how we look. Therefore, it's important to first and foremost have a credible online presence before you start to reach out to potential business partners or prospective clients on the internet. So how do you enhance your online profile to present a professional and credible image so as to attract business opportunities? What you put out online should be a representation of you, who you are, what you stand for, and what you believe in. The first step to building your online brand is to check what others see when they search for you. Start with a search engine search on Google. Search for yourself via text, images, and video, because each channel will reveal different search results. If you've got a name like mine, Simon Smith, it's probably a good idea to combine your search with an identifier. For example, Simon Smith Servcorp, or Simon Smith Marketing, or Simon Smith Solicitor. Review the search results and identify which websites and images are associated with your name. If you find personal sensitive information or offensive images or videos associated with your profile, then you can ask for these to be removed. Take note, though, that even if Google removes the site or image from their search results, the website may still exist and can be found through the URL to the site or social media sharing or other search engines. Therefore, your best option is to contact the webmaster or owner of the site who can remove the page entirely. Conversely, and hopefully more likely, a lack of online presence will also mean that people won't learn anything good about you, and that can be pretty bad too. So once you've established what your presence currently is online, the next step is to identify the online networking websites that you should create a profile for. If you already have one, then which sites should you focus on? Which sites should you interact in more and invest more of your valuable time in? There are basically three types of online networking platforms. The first is your social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. These are predominantly used socially. Secondly, you have professional platforms like LinkedIn or SlideShare. These are predominantly used on a professional level, and Twitter can be thought of as used for both social and professional motives. Then thirdly, you have your platforms that are focused on specific cohorts of people who share common interests, whether they be a similar profession, a similar hobby or passion. For example, Whirlpool is an example of an online networking forum designed for those in the IT tech industry. So how do you decide which type of platform is best suited to your needs? So the answer probably isn't as simple as just choosing one type. In fact, every platform can work hand in hand to complement one another. For example, you may share an opinion piece that you've written on LinkedIn with followers on Twitter. Then share it on a discussion board or forum on an industry-specific platform to enhance your credibility and standing in your field. Alternatively, you may use Instagram to humanize your professional and corporate brand to showcase your personality. So once you've understood what the best networks are for you, the next step is to create the necessary profiles on those platforms. So as a starting point, I'd very much recommend that everyone use and leverage their LinkedIn account. Think of your LinkedIn profile as an online resume. Include examples of your work or link to it where you can. Highlight your skills and responsibilities. If you can, include videos to showcase your strengths. It's a free network that's very popular with professionals. On LinkedIn, join relevant groups and discussions, and then try to share or comment at least 2 to 4 times a week. The best times to do that are in the morning before work between 7 and 9, or in the evening between 4 and 9 on weekdays. That will maximize the chance of other people reading your comments and responding to them. Set up other accounts in places similar to LinkedIn, such as names.com, zoominfo.com, plaxo.com, brandyourself.com, and workface.com. Feel free to copy your LinkedIn profile that you so carefully crafted and then paste it into these accounts. These other sites, whilst they don't have anything like the traffic of LinkedIn, they are a great way to get more online real estate on the first 2 or 3 pages of Google. Modify the information to fit the site's specific format and change the first few sentences so that the content showing up in the Google search result is different for each site. Next, create a Google Plus account. This lets Google know that you exist and who you are through setting up your own Google profile at google.com/plus. Set up your free account and then link it to your website and social networks. Again, leverage the LinkedIn profile you've already written when creating your Google profile biography. A Google Plus account works particularly well for organic search results, and in most cases, your Google Plus profile will show up high on the first page of Google. Then you should create a Twitter account and use it. Go to twitter.com to create an account and tweet on a regular schedule. As a rule of thumb for Twitter, the optimal times to post are around noon, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Refrain from tweeting about what you had for breakfast. Instead, share information that others will find valuable, such as educational articles related to your business or industry. Follow others whose reputation you respect and who in turn can increase your followers. And also consider checking for certain hashtags to identify like-minded networks in the area. For example, you may be at a conference and the specific Twitter hashtag is #VeckyFastForward. You can conduct a search for that hashtag And through that visibility, see those who may be at the same conference as you. Then you can connect with them and use this information to build relationships with them. Manage your Facebook account. So I suspect nearly everyone has a Facebook profile. Ensure that you remove any photos that don't show you in a professional manner. But nevertheless, primarily don't forget to set your privacy settings to the maximum on Facebook and turn off searches so your Facebook account remains private and is not visible to everyone. Despite this, remember, don't ever publish anything anywhere, particularly not on Facebook, that you'd be embarrassed to read about on the front page of a newspaper. And in particular, also on Facebook, don't forget to connect only with people that you're actually friends with in real life. And in terms of Facebook, use it for personal reasons, not for professional reasons. But be very careful not to post something that you would be embarrassed to leak. So the question that many of you will facing around your online brands: do you build a brand for yourself or the company? So is the online brand about you as a professional or standalone, or you as a professional for your company or employer? And this will determine the type of content you share, write, or engage with. If it's not your own company, and you don't work for yourself, don't forget to review your company policies. If it is your own company, it's easy to answer. But if not, the best thing to do is to check your company policies in regards to social media. And most organizations do have policies about how employees can represent themselves or talk about their brand online. Once you've established your profiles, the next stage is to determine how to use them to build your professional relationships and connections. So connect with people on Twitter that share your interests. As I mentioned earlier, identifying like-minded professionals who may be attending the same conferences as you, or following similar influencers or leaders, or commenting on the same topics. All of these combined will help you to truly connect with those in your target market. Now you've set the foundation, the next stage is to optimize your presence and add some depth to your personal brand. Showcase your skills by signing up for a Vimeo account if you're a budding filmmaker, or creating a blog on WordPress if you want to be a writer. Create a nameplate or several on sites like About Me, Flavors Me, or a Visify account. They're free and do a great job of linking visitors to networks you already use while conveying useful information. You can also get your own domain and use it as a portfolio. Owning your domain is very valuable and worth more than the money you will pay to get it. It's a fantastic way to showcase both your skills and your personality. And this will also help you rank for your name in the search engines. Your site can be as simple as a 2- or 3-page site with your resume, a link to your social platforms, and a brief bio. You can always expand on the site over time, putting articles, opinion pieces, or other engaging, relevant content that showcase your expertise. And don't forget to think about which domain to publish your website on. Should it be a .com, a .com.au, or a .org or a .net? For some of you with common names, like Simon Smith, the domain type may not be an option. You might have to take whatever you can get. The best thing to do is to check out which domains are available. You can check this on sites like Instant Domain Check or checkdomain.com. In terms of actually building your website once you have the domain, try Squarespace to help you easily build beautiful websites, or Nibbleblog for an easy plug-and-play blog website. And also try sending out a regular email in the style of a newsletter, promoting any blog articles or new posts that you've written, or a curation of articles that you think are suitable and relevant to your connections. So online networking is a fantastic way to not only identify potential business partners and opportunities, but should also be used as an extension to your offline networking efforts. There are a number of different networking events that you may currently attend, such as seminars, speed networking, breakfast meetings, business clubs. These events are all held regularly and likely to result in ongoing business relationships if you nurture those initial connections at the onset. Of course, take enough business cards when you go along and take something to take notes with. If you do run out or you forget your business cards, it's important to make sure you've got a way to capture details, as you'll need these to follow up. And download a business scanner to your smartphone so you can catalogue the cards as you collect them. But it's after you've met with people that all the hard work and the nurturing begins. So follow up in various different ways. Be persistent but polite. It's not enough to just reach out to people. If you don't actually speak, you've lost the opportunity to have a meaningful connection. If you want to reach someone who's difficult to contact, try using different tools to engage with them. Maybe the person is overwhelmed with emails but responds to direct messages on LinkedIn or Twitter right away. Or perhaps someone never answers their phone or checks their voicemails, but is certain to view a text message. You can also engage with their posts and comments on social media. Remember to only engage with posts and comments that you are genuinely interested in. When you connect with someone on LinkedIn, it's important that you personalize all your messages. In the same way you would meet a person face-to-face and tailor your conversation, so you should do when you're reaching out to people online. Remember to nurture your networks. Consider low-key, ongoing touches. For example, in your daily reads, if you happen to come across an article that one of your peers will find interesting, share it with them. Send it via email or Twitter or post it on your LinkedIn profile. Regular and ongoing low-key touch points such as these will ensure that you remain a friend and a live contact. This way, it won't be strange when you do contact them for an opportunity in years to come. Whereas if you meet someone at a conference, connect with them, and then don't reach out in any way until years have passed to pursue an opportunity, then they probably won't even remember you. That's not a great approach. Follow these easy steps and you'll see your network grow and expand in ways to help you succeed. Once you've established your presence and using the channels available to enhance your offline activities, the next step is regularly maintaining and monitoring your online profile. There are a number of tools available to help you monitor your profile. Some are paid for, while others are free. Here are the top 3 tools that will help you monitor your presence. Google Alerts is a free service provided by Google. Obviously, Google's one of the best when it comes to crawling the internet for information. For them, Google Alerts is a nice service to provide users, and it does a pretty good job of finding names, phrases, and keywords published anywhere that the Google bot can access. You need a Google account and a Gmail address to take advantage of Google Alerts. Don't overlook Twitter search. When you're logged into your Twitter account, you can use the search function to track any name, keyword, or phrase mentioned within your social network. Obviously, you can track your own mentions on your notifications feed, but to track simple mentions of your name, you need to use Twitter search while searching for your name in inverted commas. You can also search for your website and blog URLs. This way you can see anytime someone shares one of your pages or posts on Twitter without mentioning your Twitter handle. Clout is another tool that will help you gauge how extensive your online presence is. Other sites are Online ID Calculator, it's free, will show you how digitally dominant or dormant your brand is. And AboutMe.com is an easy-to-use tool that will help showcase your personality. So these are just some of the tools available which provide a good start. There are plenty of paid tools out there too, which you can explore at a later stage. And before I wrap up, here's an example of someone I'm connected with online who does an excellent job at building her online profile. Catriona Pollard is a PR relations and social media expert, PR and social media expert, and she maintains her LinkedIn profile with content and engages in forums and shares newsworthy articles. She publishes regular posts and opinion pieces to build her profile. She showcases her expertise through video. She's created a series of short videos that provide their viewers with general tips on social media, PR, content marketing, just to name a few. And she's dominating and truly owning her name, Catriona Pollard, online. In fact, every single result on the first page of Google is in relation to the assets that she controls. So I've used her as an example to share with you because she's so fantastic at using all the points I've highlighted through this webinar. So we've talked about how you can use online networking to complement your face-to-face networking efforts. And I'd like to reiterate that you can't have one without the other. Online is used to nurture your relationships, to build on your networks. You can build a reputation online, but you can't build a relationship just using online channels alone. Ensure that your messages and representation of your brand are consistent across all of your channels. Good luck and have fun. Now, do we have any questions? Okay, so we have a question from Naveen in South Bank. I have a Facebook page which I've used socially and have accidentally connected with co-workers. What do you suggest I do? Well, I guess there are two options here. Facebook actually allows you to create social groups that have different privacy settings. So that means you can create a group for colleagues only, and only they can see certain posts. The other option is you can create another profile that you can keep exclusive to your close friends. That's probably going to be a little bit clunky. And there's always a third option, which is you just unfriend your co-workers. They don't actually know unless they actually go out and look you up as a friend. I would be very careful about connecting with co-workers who aren't friends, and certainly connecting with people that you do business with who aren't genuine friends on Facebook. So we've got another question from David in Melbourne. Would you recommend Instagram? So Instagram's a very visual channel, which is popular with some brands. Some brands do an excellent job, like Burberry, or Madonna does a great job as well. However, I think it should generally be reserved for social reasons. The brands that utilize it well are brands, again, like Burberry, that rely strongly on visual aspects to carry their message. So you get a lot of fashion companies or car companies using it. I suspect most of the people on this call would not have sufficient content to make a focus on Instagram worthwhile. So we've got one more question. Carissa from Docklands. I'm not much of a writer. What should I do in this case so I engage my followers? You don't need to be a writer to carry weight online. So you don't have to necessarily come up with great content of your own. In fact, there's a lot of value to being a curator of good content and sharing articles that you find useful and you come across with your followers, rather than trying to create unique content. So, keep a lookout for the things that you find useful and a good commentary on your business, or perhaps reflect the way that you think about your business, and share those. It's not absolutely necessary to always be creating your own content. So Catriona Pollard creates a lot of her content, but she'll also share content from other people who are aligned with her vision and values, and explain what she does. Do we have any other questions? Hi there. So from Lisa, is there an etiquette to adding people on LinkedIn? Can I go straight to the CEO or wait for an introduction? Yes, there is an etiquette, which is emphasized by LinkedIn, that you should only link to people that you actually know. So I would strongly advise that you should wait for an introduction and then follow up quickly with a link. Probably many of us have received unsolicited invitations to link with people that we've never met on LinkedIn, and I think that can be a very bad way to initiate a relationship. So I would definitely get an introduction where possible, and perhaps you don't get an introduction directly to the CEO, but you have to start from somewhere, meet someone within his or her organization, and then build from there. Do we have any other questions? Nope. Okay. Okay, then I am going to pass you over to Pamela. Thank you very much for attending, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next Vecchi event.
Hello, I know you're all rushing back to get your morning coffee, so I won't keep you very long. Thank you again for attending. Now, 2 people have won tickets to our event, our Fast Forward event on the 22nd of July. So that is Robert Rizzio and Arthur Kellos. So congratulations to you, and I hope you come along to the event and have a fantastic time. I'm sure you'll meet lots of interesting people and maybe catch up with some of those who are on the webinar. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye.